Hi, it's Nick and Cosmo here at the Media Space, and just thought I'd start getting recording. And the format that I quite like is a weekly update. So this is the first of hopefully some weekly updates that I'll do towards the end of the week to get out. It'd be nice to make them interactive at some point in the future, but right now. Here we are, and this is the start. So just a quick reminder, if this is your first time watching, my name's Nick. I'm a marketing coach, content creator, and social entrepreneur based in Gosport. And I am talking to you from the media space at Carpenter's Yard. So this is a new media hub in Gosport, overlooking Portsmouth Harbour. A media hub is a place where people can come together to learn skills, collaborate on projects, and the main thing that I'm starting with is podcasting. Lots of progress to share. So probably the most notable thing to notice first is that the podcast studio build has progressed nicely. You can see around me this lovely acoustic paneling that has been installed. I'm in one corner of it. The big setup is there's a chair opposite me for the other person taking part in a conversation. I might think about putting a setup with a desk in between as well. Big thanks to my friend Paul Cobb, formerly of Make Gosport and now 32 Events, for helping build and spec this amazing acoustic paneling set that takes up one end of the studio. It's not quite finished. I think we've got a version 2 to push to, where we can extend out the sides a little bit more, and also need to add some ornamentation, because as lovely as this looks, I think we can break it up a bit with shelves to put books on, ornaments, the stereotypical plant. I think the big challenge with this is being unique whilst also reflecting the nature that it is a podcast studio. So this look is probably becoming a little bit cliche, but that's fine to start off with, and we can add it. And we've got a vision for adding green screen material, blackout material to it if required. But this was just a really good, effective way of building something that makes a big difference to the acoustics, and also visually as well gives us something to work with on a backdrop. We can attach things to this. That's a big development. Big thanks to Paul for his time and effort and expertise building it. An amazing guy, amazing local guy. And also thanks to my friend David Marks. So you might notice previous videos I was using my wireless mic setup, which I've used for a while for kind of the outside stuff. So those are a pair of Rode Wireless Go 2s that I've got. I know there's a new version of the Wireless Go's now, but they work really well for me, even for outdoor stuff in high winds, here on the seafront in Gosport. So the last videos I've recorded, we're using those. And today I'm just starting out a new setup. So thanks to my friend David Marks for coming in and giving me a little bit of advice and helping me troubleshoot this and get to the point where I am now. So the audio is coming to you now through this Rode pod mic. And that's fed through into a Rode Rodecaster Pro sound desk. This seems like a really great all-in-one solution for podcasting. You can get a duo version, which is just for 2 people, which I could have started with, and because that is the thing that we're going for immediately, is just 2 people rather than more. But I decided to go with the 4-input version, so that if it comes to the time where we want to do that, we've got the capability of doing that in the future. So yeah, I'm now coming through to this pod mic. I'm still learning how to use them, so I hope the audio is good. I might be projecting too much. It might be clipping out, but this is how we learn. We find and we go. If you're into the tech geekery side of it, what I've then done is I've put the a USB output from the Rodecaster into my phone, and so I'm talking to you on my Samsung Ultra S25. That's mainly just because in this instance I want to be able to record this, trim it and upload it very quickly. So it's really a kind of fast and loose solution. Also, I suppose for me, it's got the advantage of being a solution that I'm used to, because I'm very used to shooting on my phone for social media and stuff, which you might have seen me in around. So I'm really happy to be recording this using the pod mic. Next steps are going to be to do some test recordings with two of us. So so two subjects, and adding in more cameras as well. The eventual workflow I'm aiming for is full-on HDMI cameras fed into an ATEM Mini Pro ISO, which is a great thing by Blackmagic Design. And the real strength of that is it allows someone to sit there and vision and audio mix live, maybe two separate people doing those two things. So vision mixing, choosing which cameras come up. But the ISO element of that unit is that it records all the inputs as well. So you can go back and tweak it, and you've got all the raw footage afterwards. That's the eventual workflow I'm going for. That's quite expensive. So what I'm initially going to try out is some webcam. I've got these amazing pan tilt zoom webcams. I had one at home already, and I've added another one to the setup here at the studio. So some small pan tilt zoom. They do 4K. Really basic though, really cheap and cheerful by OBS Bot, OBSBot, I think they actually style themselves. So they've come over from China. And so I'm going to try and get a podcast set up with a wide angle by a fixed camera, and then the close-ups on each subject using these pan tilt zoom cameras. So yeah, that's the next step, is trying that out. And I'm excited to do that because we've got some exciting projects coming up, which I'll tell you about in a moment. Before I do, in the kind of update style of things, yesterday? Earlier on in the week, I attended a great event up at the Anvil in Basingstoke. This event was called Spark, and it was part of UK Tech Week. And it was presented by a project which I've really engaged with. It's only been a pilot project, but fingers crossed it carries on. It's a project called the Hampshire Creative Advice Hub, and it's connected to the Business Growth Hub, which are both Hampshire County Council funded initiatives. But my understanding is they realised, or they saw an opportunity to support creative businesses in Hampshire, and saw that perhaps the needs of creative businesses were quite distinct from the work of the rest of the Business Growth Hub. And that's held true for me, having interacted with both. The Business Growth Hub seems very tailored towards kind of people establishing limited companies, looking to finance, business plans, that kind of more traditional, and quite wide in terms of the different places and applications that it could go to. Whereas the Creative Advice Hub, I've had some great one-to-ones with the main guy, Rich Byrne. Shout out to you, Rich. Has been an amazing, which has been a really good, because almost immediately when it's someone from the creative space, the marketing space, the communications space, you kind of understand each other a bit better. And there's been a series of webinars and other resources that have been really great. And this kind of culminated in this event at the Anvil yesterday. So this was I have to say it's really great to come together face to face to do there were talks, there was networking, there was learning, there was kind of roundtable discussion, brainstorming stuff. And it's really good to come together. Also kind of an observation from me, for those that don't know, I'm reasonably new to Hampshire and Gosport. And so this was actually my first visit up to Basingstoke. I know it's not that far, but I had to leave over an hour because of morning traffic. So it felt like quite a long way, and I might have struggled to get there if I'd have had the school run to do first. But maybe not, because I probably could have joined, the first bit is just welcome coffee and chat. So I probably could have got there in time. But in order to be there on time, I kind of left extra time and got there. So this was a really great event. The two speakers were great. There was this girl, Holly, who has did an MA in VR fashion design and has now started up her business doing that. And some amazing bleeding edge stuff to do with VR fashion and VR tools through to fashion design, and some amazing workflows of designing in VR, prototyping in a more kind of traditional 3D design CAD Blender environment, and then even through to actual physical production of items based on that design. So that was amazing to see, very impressive. And then the other speaker was a guy, it turns out, Michael from Galactico Games, who, in talking to afterwards, I understand he's based here in Gosport. He lives here in Gosport. So I'm really looking forward to, I immediately said, "Oh, come down, see the media space." And potentially I hope to have him as a guest on a future podcast talking about the project. The project he talked about was a augmented reality app for a Neolithic stone circle. I'm going to say Aysbury, but I might have got that wrong. And it sounded like an interactive game for visitors to a heritage site. And I immediately said, well, Gosport and Portsmouth, and how applicable that could be here. So I hope to have him on a future episode of the podcast, a podcast, in order to tell us all about that project, all about his background. Because apparently he's here local to Gosport, and it took both of us going up to Basingstoke to work that out. So that was a really great event. I really hope that the Creative Advice Hub manages to go beyond its pilot phase. I will definitely be spreading the word about it to my other studio holders here at Carpenter's Yard, and then also through Culture Connects, which is the great local creative networking initiative run by the Hampshire Cultural Trust. So I'll definitely be reporting back glowingly about that and seeing what we can do to push people in Gosport towards this great initiative, because there's some good resource there and some good learnings. I kind of came on to the next topic, which is the actual projects that's going on. So I've said the goal is to start doing test podcasts, and in fact, I hope that they'll be of sufficient quality to share directly with you, the public, stick it on our YouTube channel, stick it on social media, because certainly my hope is that you'll be able to follow with us as it develops. And the internal kind of my project here is the Media Space podcast. So this will be talking about marketing, communications, media, creative stuff, kind of behind the scenes stuff of what we're doing. This could be episode 0 of that podcast, I suppose. So that's coming up. So if you're interested in the behind the scenes, you're interested in the work that I'm doing and why we're doing things, and the opportunities to learn, that will be the place to go. And so I'm looking for people to get involved in that. One of the key things I've learned now with Media Space, now that we're getting to the point of launch is that in order to be effective here, it needs to be a place where people can come together and work. There's no point me driving across Gosport to come work here when I could just open up my laptop anywhere. It does help in focusing, and it's great to be part of the Carpenter's Yard community, and I do absolutely love being here by the harbour on Gosport waterfront. But the key thing is that I need people to come and help me. And this is the big news, the really positive news since my last update, is that I went to the Gosport Borough Council meeting of the Sub-Grants Board of Gosport Borough Council, which is in Gosport Town Hall. It's literally, it's quite, it could be quite intimidating to people. But at the end of the day, it is just quite a friendly panel of local councillors, luckily most of whom I know, and so I didn't have to do too much introduction into who I am. And the project that I'd got in, and you might have seen this on social media because I did share it as a static post, is that I got funding for what at that point, because I wrote the grant application back in January, was the untitled Gosport Community Podcast. And I'm happy to say that they, with some reservations about the nature of the application, the breakdown, the detail of it, which is natural, you're going to get asked those questions, and I'd messed up on one big point to my annoyance. I got that funding, so I can now say that Mediaspace has a project supported by Gosport Borough Council. The title that I'm coming down to is short, sweet and simple, and I think I might be overthinking it. It's just Gosport Stories Podcast. So stories from people in Gosport about Gosport, and so that is launching, according to the project plan, very soon. And so the key message, what I'm here to say today is that I need help with that. A big part of the project it's not just about me learning these skills. It's about people from Gosport coming here, adding those skills. You don't have to have experience, but if you're interested in coming down, learning how to film a podcast, maybe you're a school leaver or a college student or thinking about going to uni for media, and want to learn more about it. Maybe you're enthusiastic about opening up your own YouTube channel and you want to get some experience. Maybe you're looking for a career in the media, but you don't know how to get started. So yes, I'm looking for people to come help. The big headline is that I would really like to find the host of this Gosport Stories podcast. So if you or you know anyone who is interested in community, interested in acting, like maybe you're interested in a career as a TV presenter or a radio host, or maybe you just love creating content and you see yourself on camera or on mic. Maybe you're an aspiring journalist and you want to get interview experience. I'm looking for you to come help, be that host. I will help as much as possible. It's a project about learning and support, but I personally don't want to be hosting that project if I can, because it's not all about me. It's about the people of Gosport, and it's about people coming together to learn skills and do more. So yes, I'm looking for the host and hosts in general of people who want to come in and do podcast projects here at the Media Space. I am also looking for people who maybe don't want to be on camera or be that person here, but want to be behind the camera as a camera operator or a videographer, or want to get experience of the sound engineering element of it. Or maybe you want to be an editor, so you want to help get to grips with all the footage generated. So on the day of a podcast shoot, you might be sat there making sure that all the cameras are set up properly, but then also doing a live vision mix. But then afterwards, tweaking that mix, editing out the bits that don't belong on YouTube, bits like there where I just ummed and ahed. So yes, if you're that kind of person, you want to get involved, you want to have those skills. I'm thinking of trying to get workshops going, so keep an eye out for that as a good way of kind of getting a base level before you jump in, or maybe you have existing skills to offer. And also there's kind of the idea of general production assistance. So maybe you don't want to specialize in any of the engineering, but you want to be helping look after the guests, do research, help me with the admin and the scheduling and all the things that are going to happen as the podcast grows. Maybe that's what you want to do. And so this is a big appeal. If anything comes out of this video, I really hope that, yes, the message is come down, get involved. I'll set a target to reach out and get the information to as many people as possible, and start, because we need to start scheduling in these recordings, and it can't just be me doing it all. At least that's not that's the idea, is that we build a team, and it's probably voluntary at first, just to be clear. But the idea is that we're building a team. We're looking for paid projects. So, we're building up skills so that we can then go out there and do this on a commercial basis, which was a sticking point with the funders at the council, actually, because they were like, it's a business or is it a charity? And for those that know me, I do a lot of community work, be it for Gosport Marine Festival or for Repair Cafe Gosport or for the Gosport and Royan Twinning Association. And all of that is voluntary for me. But the truth of the matter is that things cost money, and this media space has overheads that I need to cover. And also at the end of the day, and this is crucial for creative people, is we've got to understand that we can't give everything away for free. People need to be paid for things. So my eventual aim is that, we get a commercial podcast booked in here. And if you're going to come down and help run it and help the recording and do the work around it, that, there's pay involved in that. But that's somewhere down the line. Everyone knows how hard it is to, in the business world, knows how hard it is to start taking on employees. So the immediate call right now is just for people in Gosport who are passionate about media, about content creation, and about our community, and about bringing people together, to get in touch with me. Please feel free to message, follow, subscribe. I haven't done it yet, but I will be setting up the website with lots of forms where you can get more information and you can sign up. The website is mediaspace.victorymills.co.uk. Victory Mills is my marketing identity. Go there, look for information, reach out. And please do come down and have a look. I am here increasingly. The Easter holidays, school holidays, are probably going to mean I'm not here that much. So please do forgive me if you come down to Pretty's Hard hoping to see me and I'm not here. Please do send me a message or an email, or get in touch to be sure before you come down. But come and have a look, get involved, and that's the hope. So that was about 24 minutes of an update. That is, I think that sums up where I am. The action, I'll be launching that Gosport Stories project next week, adding the final touches to the set and doing the tests so that I can start scheduling in those conversations. So yes, if you want to get involved, particularly I'm looking for this host, the person to sit in this seat and talk to the person in the seat opposite about their community projects. I've got a good lineup of people to talk to. In fact, I really think we won't struggle. We'll probably have to, as part of the project, prioritize who we can speak to, who's going to be the most compelling, how we can best reflect our community. Because my hope is that once the funding from Gosport Borough Council runs out, we don't have to end the project. We could keep it going. But that would be dependent on finding sponsors or further funders, finding an audience, because if we can find an audience, we can potentially even find advertisers and make it a podcast that runs in its own right. And alongside that, stay tuned for the media space podcast stuff. So more about behind the scenes, the theory, the technical stuff, the marketing stuff. Oh, I'm also looking for people to help me with the general marketing of things. So my day job outside of media space is being a marketing coach and consultant. And so people are often coming to me asking for help with things like websites or social media, and I don't always have time to help them with it. Also, the fact is I've spent the last 20 years doing that job, building websites for people, writing posts, designing posters, though I wouldn't call myself a graphic designer, but more kind of the campaign management. And so I don't really want to do that so much anymore. So if you're a person who is interested in helping me do that, I'd be really interested to speak to you too. I have got a backlog of jobs that need doing, websites that need updating, etc., etc. So yes, that's it. Thank you very much for listening to me ramble. I hope it was okay. I don't know what I'm saying now really, but that's it. It's me, Nick, at the Media Space, signing off and saying thank you for listening and watching, and see you again soon. Thank you.